By now you've heard that one of the most fundamental components of the Arizona Management System, or AMS, is standard work. The AMS deployment is going to include a lot more detailed instruction on standard work, but one of the things I want you to be thinking about is how effective is our standard work going to be for building the kinds of teams and for leading the way we want to lead. So I've got these 5 key goals for standard work. So when you create it, make sure you're meeting these goals with that. The first is make tacit knowledge explicit. Are you capturing the best ways to do this that people know? Often these are hidden kinds of ways that people have just figured out. Sometimes they can tell us how to do that. Sometimes we just have to watch. Sometimes we have to have detailed conversations with them. This is often pretty tricky. We got to make sure that we capture the best way to do the work right now and get the best folks doing the best things in the best ways. Next is we want to build in control. So the standard work ought to allow us to not proceed unless everything is ready to proceed in the flow of the work. If there are mistakes, we got to have a way to catch those, and we got to have some hard stop that prevents those mistakes from going downstream. Next, we want to focus on methodology. This means of that best way that we found to do that, are we looking at ways to improve that best way itself rather than toss that out and focus on something new? The methodology behind a process change is not exactly changing the way the work is done, but it's the way the pieces of all that work come together to be done. So give that some thought. Look at the surrounding areas of the work that you're doing. What can we make flow better within that collection of information that we're dealing with? Next up is simplify. It sounds really easy to simplify things, but when you give it some thought, one of the hardest things to do is to simplify the work that we do. So if we can eliminate steps, if we can eliminate transfers, if we can eliminate pages, if we can eliminate external information, if we can just keep things under our control and build in that control, then we should be able to simplify the work. And then finally, we want to go beyond skill. What that means is the process itself should take care of most of the mistakes. We've built in that control, so people are still going to be people, but the process requires less individual vigilance and individual judgment and individual hard work. The work ought to take care of that. And if we free people's minds up from those kinds of tasks, then they're free to come up with better ways to do the work. So when you finish your standard work, give it a quick check. Does it do these 5 things?